Realization of Lokpal bill in the current session, the Select Committee on Lokpal, headed by Satyavrat Chaturvedi, on Friday presented its report on the Lokpal bill in Rajya Sabha. The committee has recommended. Today is the last day for filing nomination papers in the first phase of assembly polls for 87 constituencies in Gujarat. Polling for the first phase will take place on 13th of December. 332 candidates, including former Gujarat, for utterance of objectionable words in his speech. Centre has mopped up 800 crore rupees from the sale of its 5.58% shares of Hindustan Copper Limited. The Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs last September had plans to set up a missile defence shield in Delhi in the next 2 years moved a step further on Friday with a successful test firing of an interceptor missile off the coast of Odisha. As part of the exercise, a test fired a supersonic interceptor missile which destroyed a hostile ballistic missile. India's Chairman of Uttarakhand Minorities Commission, Sukhdev Singh Namdari, was yesterday arrested by Delhi police from his home in the Hill State in connection with the Ponti Chadha killing case. Namdari was with China showing Arunachal Pradesh and Aksai Chin as its territory in maps of the country on their new e-passports. India has retaliated by issuing visas containing Indian maps including these regions as part of it. The move came after the Chinese government started issuing new e-passports carrying pages with watermarked Chinese showing these territories as part of China. Taking note of this, India, through its embassy in Beijing, is issuing visas to Chinese nationals with a map of India including these places as part of its territory. India has termed as unacceptable China depicting Arunachal Pradesh and Aksai Chin as its territory in maps of its country on its new e-passports. External Affairs Minister Salman Khurshid told a private TV channel that New Delhi is not ready to accept it. China had in past also triggered a diplomatic row by issuing stapled visas to residents of Jammu and Kashmir, terming it as a disputed territory, and denied visas to those hailing from Arunachal Pradesh. India launched a strong protest with China, which later reverted to issuing normal visas to residents of Jammu and Kashmir. National Security Advisor Shiv Shankar Menon is expected to visit Beijing soon for the next round of boundary talks at the level of special representatives with his Chinese counterpart, Dai Bingao. Back home, a senior Irish government official has not ruled out a public inquiry into the death of Indian dentist Savita Halapnawar, who died due to pregnancy-related complications after being denied abortion in Ireland. To the bottom of the 31-year-old dentist's death after a miscarriage. His comments follow the announcement of a second investigation into Savita's death, a statutory review by the Health Information and Quality Authority. At least 14 people were killed and 47 others injured in an explosion at a restaurant in China's northern Shaanxi province. The explosion, which took place last night, triggered a fire at a restaurant in Shoyang County of Xinjiang. Let's get you some news from Pakistan. Well, they're alarmed by the recent Taliban attacks on Shia processions. Pakistan yesterday shut down the mobile phone network in Islamabad and Karachi and some other cities. President Mohammad Morsi's decision to assume sweeping powers caused fury amongst his opponents and prompted violent clashes in central Cairo and other cities. Police fired tear gas near Cairo. Back home, NCC is celebrating its 64th Foundation Day today. Established in 1948, NCC presently has a strength of more than 13 lakh cadets. Defence Secretary Shashikant Sharma, NCC DG Lieutenant General P.S. Bhalla and NCC cadets paid rich tributes to the martyrs at the memorial at India Gate on the news. In cricket, in the Mumbai Test, England were 79 for 2 on the day 2 when reports last came in. Now, India team's first innings was folded on 327 runs, resuming their overnight score of 266 for 6. Knights batsman Cheteshwar Pujara and R. Ashwin added 14 runs just before Ashwin was scalped by Monty Panesar for 68. Spinners once again proved decisive for the English team as he then took Harbhajan Singh's wicket for 21. Cheteshwar's innings then, they are 7 for no loss, and we regret the mistake as reported earlier. Now let's get you some news from hockey. Bad news there, India failed to qualify for the final of the International Super Series hockey tournament after losing 3-4 to Australia. Where a 10-day-long Shanghai festival is being celebrated these days. The festival, organized by the state government and the tourism department of Manipur, is aimed at providing an impetus to tourism industry and promote the region's cultural heritage. The cultural extravaganza. Recap of the headlines at this hour. Prime Minister turns down demand to put on hold appointment of video spinners of visiting team Castle 9 wickets. Monty Panesar captures 5 and Graham Swan 4 wickets. With that, we wrap up this English bulletin. Up next is Rahul Gupta with news in Hindi. Namaskar.